Night student loan justice live stream. Folks, right now we've got a great bill in Congress to fight for that will return bankruptcy protections to federal student loans, S 2598. Most important thing I'm going to say tonight, folks, I don't think President Biden is going to meaningfully cancel student loans unless and until we get the threat of bankruptcy back on our side. That's the one thing that's missing from student loans that exists for all other all other types of loans that have caused this train wreck of a lending scam to ruin us, ruin the country. We've got to fight for bankruptcy, guys. Nobody wants to file. It's a terrible thing to have to do. Very few people should even have to file when we get this right returned to us. But we've got to have the threat of bankruptcy back in order to compel the establishment, the student loan swamp in Washington, D.C., to actually meaningfully cancel loans. Because, folks, look at the politics right now. As it stands right now, if we get loan cancellation from President Biden, it'll be this up to $50,000 nonsense, up to $10,000 nonsense. You're like, yeah, I'm Joe Biden. I just canceled up to $50,000 in student loans. Up to $50,000 could mean anything. And if the people in Washington have their way, it will mean almost nothing for almost everybody. We've been doing this for 16 years, guys. We know how this movie ends. So we've got, and nobody wants to file for bankruptcy. We've got to have the threat of bankruptcy back on our side. We've got to get this bill, S-2598, passed. So I'm going to ask you to do two things, guys, two things. First thing, very easy. Go to our website. You can see the link right there. Do a couple days, a week maybe, worth of our daily actions. It's like they're very quick. It's usually like a Twitter thing. Very, very quick, very simple to do. It will help. It may seem small, but guys, we've got over 1 million people on our petition now, over probably 1,100,000 people across all of our platforms. So we have a gigantic muscle to flex. We are the biggest kid on the block in terms of fighting for actual, true student loan justice. So if you want your loans canceled, and I think that we all do, the way to make that happen is through bankruptcy. So do like a week or a month's worth of our daily actions. The second thing, maybe the more important, that was important. On Wednesday, this coming Wednesday, all day long, we're going to be doing a nationwide phone blitz where we call senators, where you will call hopefully both of your senators, tell them to co-sponsor and fight for S-2598. Treat it as if your student loans depended on it. Guys, we've been doing this for 16 years now. We have never, ever been in a better position. But at the same time, we've never, ever, ever had to fight so freaking hard right now to get this thing over the top. If you're like me, you want this problem gone. And this is exactly that time where it's fight or flight. It's put up or shut up. This is the time where we need you to help. Because if you sit there and on the sidelines and wait and watch and worry and eat popcorn and cheerlead and do nothing and expect other people to pull your weight for you, it ain't going to happen. It's never going to happen. These are your loans. This is your problem. So get ready for Wednesday. It's going to be an all-day thing. You can call anytime. We're going to be focusing on Republican senators. Now, we're a nonpartisan group. Whatever your political stripes are, you're more than welcome in this group. If you're red or blue or anywhere in between, doesn't matter. We love you. We're glad that you're here fighting with us. But having said that, we've got to push the Republicans way harder. We just do, because historically, they have been the guys opposing us. So even if you hate Republicans or whatever, that's all the more reason to push them. This is a very conservative issue that we're fighting here, believe it or not. I mean, think about it. This is a big government, college enriching, which conservatives say they hate, Washington, D.C. lending scam. No true conservative should be for this monstrosity. And by the way, believe it or not, states like Georgia, Texas, Tennessee, North Dakota, North Carolina, South Carolina, Alabama, Indiana, all these southern red states are being absolutely wrecked by federal student loan debt. So it's time for the Republicans to come around. And whether you love them or hate them, if you hate them, that's all the more reason to push them and push them hard. So if they don't do what we need them to do, we will have exposed them in front of the 45 million people in the country with student loans, more than half of whom, by the way, are either Republican or independent. Let me say that again. More than half of all student loan borrowers out there are either Republican or independent by my best estimates. So this whole, all the nonsense in the zeitgeist about student loan borrowers being these liberal snowflakes or whatever, that's nonsense. It's just complete garbage. So be proud to be fighting this fight, guys. The founders are on our side. There's a good reason they called for uniform bankruptcy laws ahead of the power to declare war and raise an army in the Constitution. They are on our side. We got this. So go to the website and do those actions and get ready for Wednesday, because we need you and you need us. Many hands make heavy work light, as the Amish say. So I'll be back on Wednesday. Good luck. God bless. Godspeed.